I just wanted to make a quick message to all the pastors who have ever been associated with the new IFB and just kind of encourage them to support the film. Obviously, I get it. The new IFB kind of comes at you hard, and people just don't want that heat. They don't want that fight. They just want to go about their day and just go on with life. I get it. They want to move on from Steven Anderson. And so they don't really want to support episode 2. They don't want to support episode 1 because of, I don't know. I'm sure there's a bunch of different reasons. But this message is really to encourage them to support the series. You know, a year and a half ago or whatever, when this first broke, there was a handful of pastors that broke away from Steven Anderson and, made statements in regards to why they are no longer supporting him. And I appreciate those statements. I even posted those statements in episode 1. But it's really been few and far between. In fact, very few people in, Baptist circles have even spoken out publicly against Steven Anderson at all. I mean, I can't name, Pastor McMurtry, Pastor Joe Major, Pastor Rocky Randall, Pastor George Nemec, I believe his name is. Those are the only real pastors I can think of since the release of episode 1 who have publicly said anything negative towards Anderson. And, I don't understand it. And so I guess this message, why do you think none of the pastors are supporting the Man of God film? Because Steven Anderson recently said, and we'll play the clip right now of him saying that no pastors are supporting this series, and he's not wrong.
Here's the sad reality, okay? No one is promoting this film except for Tommy McMurtry. Okay, so I have not seen one pastor promote this film.
So, Pastor Anderson does make a really good point. Why are none of the pastors supporting this series? All the pastors that I know of like the series. I've only heard of one pastor that were former NIFB that don't really care for the series and don't wish I made the series. But other than that one pastor, I haven't heard of any of the pastors who have left that actually dislike the series. So why aren't any of them supporting the series? When you publicly stand against him, it's separating you from him. If you really want to separate yourself from him, why don't you take a public stand with me in this film? This film is to not make Christians look bad. I feel like I did a really good job on episode 1 to make that point. And I feel like every episode is going to make that point even more. The goal is to get people not out of church, but back in church, but into a good church that actually loves their congregation. So why aren't these pastors supporting the film? Maybe when they see episode 2, it'll change their mind and they'll start supporting it. Maybe they just haven't been following the craziness that's going on. But, Pastor Anderson wants you guys all dead. He wants all you guys dead. So what are you waiting for to support the series? Now is the time to back this Man of God series and make a public stand.
The stars of episode 1 are obviously Solomon, Isaac, John, Miriam. Solomon's not promoting the film. Isaac's not promoting the film. John's not promoting the film. Miriam's not promoting the film. Pastor Joe Major is probably the main pastor featured in episode 1. I haven't seen Pastor Joe Major promote this film. No one is promoting the film except for Tommy McMurtry. So he feels lonely, like, why am I the only one promoting it? It's because I'm just better than y'all, and you guys have PTSD, and you have mental problems.
And for those of you who are watching that might not be pastors, why aren't you supporting this series? Ask yourself, why aren't you supporting this series? I really encourage everyone to just think about Do I want to publicly distance myself from these people? Well, this is the best way to do it. And so go to framingtheworld.com, go to the link in the description of this video, donate to the film, publicly stand against this wickedness that is happening in the new IFB. And so show your support for it. Show your support. We're not going to end donations until the end of this month, so there's still time to donate and to support this series. But yeah, and if you go to one of these churches, why don't you ask your pastor, why don't you support the Man of God series? And, see what they say. And then tell me if you don't mind, because I don't really know. Anyways, guys, hope you have a great rest of your day, and God bless.